Welcome to the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. I am Spencer, and I'm one of your hosts on this podcast. And today, I am joined by the other two members of the League of Melanated Gentlemen to give you a review.
Yes, sir. This is Brandon.
And of course, I am Jordan.
Now, of course, before we get to reviewing anything, we need to tell you about the places and the things and all of the stuff. So, Jordan has all of that information for you. He's going to tell us where you can find us, contact us, get in touch with us if you so desire.
Yeah, we're on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and probably something else. I feel like I forgot one. But either way it goes, we are at the League of Melanated Gentlemen. That is where you can find us at, talk to us, communicate with us, and we have all the good things there. And then don't forget to rate and review us on any other streaming services you use, and drop a follow on YouTube as well. And then, schedule updates, of course, on Mondays. Hopefully you listen to this episode. That's when
hmm
we drop. But on Tuesdays, we have LMG Presents Marvel Multiverse RPG. We are in the grand finale of this second part of this adventure that we're on. So be sure and check that out. And then on Wednesdays, we have Wrestling with Worldwide Willis. That is Brandon's wrestling podcast where he's talking all things wrestling. Then on Friday, we have DC Animation with Spencer and Friends. Spencer, what movie is out?
We will be reviewing Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo this week.
So there you have it. Be sure and check out the movie, then check out the review. And that is everything we have.
Brandon, can you give us a spoiler-free Survivor Series notes?
Sure, absolutely. It was highs and lows. We got one of the greatest War Games matches of all time. We got one of the worst. So we'll have to see which one that is. But yeah, it was pretty good overall.
Okay, excellent. Was it over 2 days or was it just one?
Just one.
Okay,
Yep.
cool, 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 cool. Okay. Now, we're here for a review. And before we get to reviewing anything, we do have to run the spoiler warning, and we have a lovely AI for that. So, Libra, if you wouldn't mind.
Excuse me, gentlemen, but there is a strange phenomenon happening. I think it's a spoiler. Proceed with caution.
And with that out of the way, we're talking Moana 2 today. We're talking Disney. So I'm going to read a synopsis in my own words, and then we're just going to talk about it. So, Moana 2, the newest Disney hotness. We open a few years after Moana restored the heart of Te Fiti. Before I keep going, let me just go ahead and say, I would like to issue the sincerest apology for any pronunciation issues today for the room. I don't know how pronunciations are gonna go. I have also avoided certain ones just to be safe. So there might be some things you just don't hear me say, and you're gonna have to make peace with that. So now back to the synopsis. You said to make sure we were clear on that. So Moana is exploring to find other people in the world. She comes across an item which looks to be evidence that there are other people out there. Maui is being held captive by a mysterious and seemingly powerful woman, and Moana learns that the god of lightning, Nalo, has sunken the island of Motufetu. Sinking the island separated and isolated the people. Maui doesn't want to involve Moana due to Nalo's hatred of humans. Through an ancestral vision, Moana also learns that her island is destined for desolation unless she is able to find other people in the world. Her little sister does not want her to go, but Moana assembles a squad with a builder slash scientist, historian slash Maui stan, and farmer slash hater, and they set sail to follow the fire in the sky to find Motufetu. On the water, the squad comes across the Kakamora, and after a brief scuffle, they reveal that they too were affected by Nalo's nefarious island sinking. They work together to paralyze a giant clam, but Moana and the squad end up getting consumed, which takes them to Maui's location. Moana meets Matangi and finds out that she wants to be free from Nalo's servitude, so she gives Moana what she needs to actually get to Motofatu. The rest of the squad meets Maui, and they all take a trip through the God portal. Maui lets Moana and the squad know that Nalo hates humans, doesn't play around, and the ocean will not be able to help them with him. They are attacked by some sea creatures and end up on a random island with a broken ship. There, they find the wrecked ship of the previous Wayfinder. Moana is, thinking that all hope is lost, but after a pep talk from Maui and her squad fixing her ship, they get back out there to handle business. The plan is for Maui to pull the island out of the ocean, and then it needs to be touched by human hands. This will break the curse. They find themselves battling sentient storms, and Moana realizes that Maui is being ignored. They get the idea to use themselves as bait while Maui pulls the island. Nalo notices that their plan is working, so Nalo strikes Maui, stripping him of his godliness. Moana figures the island doesn't have to be all the way up in order to touch it, so she dives into the water and touches the island. But just as she does that, she is stricken by lightning and killed. Maui jumps into the water, and the ocean gives them some room to breathe. Through the power of friendship, Maui is able to bring forth the ancestors and not only revive Moana, but make her a demigoddess. She gets some much deserved ink. Maui gets his powers back and pulls Motufetu out of the water. With that, people start appearing. Moana returns home and brings the rest of the world with her, and there's a celebration. After some credits, Nalo is furious with Matangi, and he is scolding her for helping the humans, and he wants revenge. So does Tamatoa. And that's the movie. I tried really hard to keep that tight.
That was that was by far the tightest one you've had.
Yeah, that was tight.
I got the
Good.
movie down. I remembered it. So yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, that was, again, my plan. I tried to keep that one real tight, and the movie wasn't very long,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
that wasn't terribly difficult to do. But, Brandon, as the resident Moana hater, I'd like to hear from you first. What do we think out the door? What are your non-detailed thoughts?
Um, okay. Now, as we know, like you said, I am for those folks that aren't tuned in, I am not the biggest fan of Moana. I think it's one of the most overrated Disney movies of all time. Just extremely mid to me, the first one. The second one, okay, I'll say the first one above average. This one, it's kind of mid to me. I'll be honest.
Surprise, surprise.
To me, it didn't hit. It didn't really do anything better than the first one, and the music wasn't hitting the same. So now you know what I mean? Like, music ain't the same on the same level of quality. In the movie overall, the storyline not bad. Like progression of the plot not bad, but not great either. Not a ton of memorable stuff. So yeah, I mean it was cool, but extremely forgettable.
Okay. Okay. Jordan.
I'm actually going to side with Brandon. I will say I enjoyed the movie, but it was not as good as the first one, which is very, very unfortunate. And honestly, during this, I took the kids to go see it. I had to actually leave the theater. I missed like the first 5 minutes of the movie, and then I missed, I guess when we met the three other friends. I don't know where they came from because I missed that part as well. And I actually wasn't too mad about missing any of it because I still was able to put together what was going on. So, initial thoughts, I enjoyed it. Oh, also Brandon said it right on point. The music was not hitting, which is unfortunate because I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the first one. But yeah, it was all right. It was enjoyable for me, I'll say. Not as good as the first though. What do you think, Spencer?
Okay. Um, I enjoyed it. Like I had a good time. I might disagree on the music. There were two songs that I really enjoyed. But overall, not because I don't remember how many songs there were, but I thought Beyond was fire.
Is
And
is Beyond the one that The Rock did?
no,
No. Beyond is the main song of
yeah,
it's
it's
the
the
main
one.
one.
Yeah, like it's the How Far I'll Go of this movie.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
okay. Okay, I
Sang at
like
the
that one.
beginning
I like
and
that one.
end. Okay.
Yeah. So Beyond was fire to me, and I enjoyed Get Lost.
Wait.
Get Lost was okay.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah,
nah.
it was only
You
okay.
could tell it's funny. My daughter was listening to it, and I was like, "Damn, that was pretty accurate." She was like, "You could tell she could sing, but that song wasn't hitting." And I was like, "Damn, that's exactly how I felt."
And that might be what it was. Like I may have liked the singer more than the song
Yeah, I think that's what.
because the
Yeah,
singer she was singing.
she was singing. She was singing. You could tell she could sing.
Yeah, like she was doing what she could with that.
Yeah,
But I still enjoyed the song. I would not call that song fire. I did enjoy it, but I would not call Get Lost fire. But I would say to me, Beyond was very good. Like it was, there's a reason that's the song that got picked to be the
right.
main one.
Now,
How did Go ahead,
okay.
Brandon.
Do we want to do the music discussion now or later?
I'm
We
good
just
I'm good with talking now. We
We
already
can
here.
talk about music right now, yeah.
okay. All right. So let's compare Beyond to. Excuse me. What was the song you said? I forgot the
How
Moana
far I'll
song.
go?
How far I'll
How,
go, yeah.
how far I'll go? Which one do we think is better?
To me, Beyond is the best Moana song.
Mm.
I might need to listen to Beyond one more time because this was my first time hearing it in the theater.
I
Well, yeah,
can't.
same.
Oh damn! Now that you say that, I never liked How Far I'll Go. I've never thought that was that great of a song. Um.
And I would say I feel like most people like You're Welcome, I feel like is a song most people like the most. Like You're Welcome is very Hakuna Matata,
Hmm.
but How Far I'll Go is like the the song of the movie, if you will.
Yeah.
But I think to me, Beyond is better than both of them. And
I,
there's Tamatoa's song that Shiny, nobody cares about Shiny.
Yeah. Where You Are is my favorite Moana song,
Okay.
personally. Um. Now, but I agree. A lot of people say You're Welcome. How Far I'll Go. Um. Okay. Can I get a Chi Who versus You're Welcome?
that
You're
one.
welcome.
So at first, I
Mm.
wasn't liking the Chihu, but then the more it played, it actually kind of was getting me in. I need to listen to it one more time to be for sure, but I was kind of digging it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I didn't hate it, but You're Welcome was better to me.
Ooh, it's closer than I wanted it to be.
I agree.
But
Uh,
also, You're Welcome isn't fire to me. Like You're
r-
Welcome is pretty good, and I feel like that other like it was fine, but I can't call myself impressed by it.
yeah, I think You're Welcome's easier to recite, whereas Can I Get a Chihu? Like sometimes it's not as easy. You be speeding up, slowing down. His flow's kind of nice on there.
Well, and
Uh,
I think that one like we need to sit with it more, like
yeah, no, that's fine.
before like because it's a song that like once it's committed to memory, then you're good,
Yeah,
but it's still new.
Yeah,
yeah,
like I literally got it playing right now. I ain't gonna lie, it's a little. I'm liking it.
yeah. It's good. Like I was saying, it's not bad. The music wasn't terrible. I just feel like Beyond is good. Beyond is good. But then after Beyond and Can I Get a Chihu, I didn't
Yeah,
love really any other. I didn't really like any other song. Get Lost didn't do it for me.
I like Get
Uh,
Lost.
I would say "Can I Get a Chihu" and "Beyond" was the two songs that I picked that I liked the most out of the movie.
there's a few other. We're back. I don't remember what We're back is. Um, and Finding the Way. I don't remember those off top. But again, I got these are new, like you said, so we'll have to keep
I
hearing
know
them.
There was one song where the girl, the scientist lady, like she was just rapping, and I was like, that's very Lin-Manuel.
Yeah, it is. I think I know what you're talking about. I know what
So
Yeah,
you're talking about.
I think when they were on the boat.
so
Yeah.
wait, you just mentioned the other three people. Where did they come from? Because I missed that whole thing.
We will talk about that when we talk through the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to break down, compare the music, but
Yeah, I really
uh,
feel like they really missed out. And actually the people I went with, because we went with some friends and they're Disney people, and my wife, she's not really like a movie buff like that. And even all of them was like, the music just wasn't hitting like the first one was.
And I think Larry said that same thing to me. Like Larry was saying that the music in one was better than the music here.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I just think, yeah, and we could talk about it has more to do with the music movie as well, but like not having as many having like characters that, like you said, with the girl singing her part, like, it was rapping her part. Like it was just like we're having characters sing that weren't that great, or have songs with characters that the character itself wasn't great, and the voice wasn't great, so that kind of wasted the song a little bit. Like we didn't get a dad song. We barely got a grandma. She was barely a little bit and beyond, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, she just kind of was ancestral plane
yeah, she wasn't even
briefly.
singing. Yeah, like we're
Can we talk characters in general? I
We can
want to
do
talk
that.
characters now.
yeah,
We talked about the Bat Lady. To me, she was a waste. I thought she was gonna do way more than what she did. She literally just popped up, sang the song, and that's really all she did.
yeah. I thought she'd have more of a plot, more to say in the
Yeah, I thought she was
overall
gonna have
thing.
more of a role in the story.
Yeah, I
I
agree with that.
I also agree with that because they made her appear to be very formidable and
Right.
Yes,
like she was going to be like a problem. Now,
yeah,
I'm under the impression that it could be set up for the next movie,
hmm.
but who knows? I
Right.
agree though, like she needed more to do, but also this movie was pretty tight.
It
Um,
was, it was.
so before we get more into characters, I do just have a question, like a general movie question. Like, how do you feel this movie was paced as short as it was? Because I feel like it was paced pretty well.
Yeah, I was gonna say not bad. I mean, it didn't feel like it was just in a certain place too long. Felt like it was moving along pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, only thing I would say is the journey itself was real fast, but that's only because they found the door to get to where the big storm dude was. Like they had the journey, they were in the water, they met the giant clam, then boom, got to the clam, met old girl, boom, now they in the storm place. So I was like the journey itself seemed pretty fast, but the pacing of the movie was fine.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
agreed.
So yeah, I agree. The beginning of the movie when we saw Matangi with Maui, I was like, oh, she gonna be a problem. Like she bad.
Yeah,
Right.
Like
I thought she
she,
was gonna be the big bad in the movie.
Same.
and that's the thing. Like I was like, is Get Lost a villain song?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
No, it
so.
really, bro. The whole time I was like, she about to turn on, bro. Like Moana
That's
I
what I
thought she
thought.
would.
Primo.
I
I
thought the
thought
same thing.
whenever she
Yeah,
said get lost, I was like, this is a trap.
yeah. I was
It's
like,
a
And then
trap.
you saw her like inside the spear, and I was like, oh yeah, she's trapped in there. She's not getting out.
yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was a classic. Introduced to a villain, they trying to befriend the good guy, and then boom, flip it on him. You know what I mean? And midway through a song, but no, at the end it was like, yeah, Mo, I support you. You know, it was just like, all right, what?
Yeah.
Yep. And that's fine. I think that's very accessible to children, but does it make for a great movie situation? I
Right. It
can't say it
was
does.
it's sort of like we didn't need it to be such a mysterious such situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like just for comparison things, like I was wondering, like, okay, is this going to be like a Hercules situation where like Meg,
Meg.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that was better than this,
Yeah. Way better. Yeah.
but okay,
What
okay,
do y'all feel about the three protagonists, or not protagonists, but the
the
three?
help,
Yeah, the help.
the friends.
We'll go with that.
Ugh.
Only one I liked was the smart girl. That's the only one I liked.
I
Ah.
I did like her. Yeah, the Stan. I mean, I understand why he was there.
Mm.
It really felt like he was, of course, a Maui fanboy, and then like also lightweight had a crush on Moana, from what I could tell.
Yeah, that's the energy I was getting as well. I was like, what are we
Yeah, like,
doing?
yeah, and I understand,
Oh, I
it,
didn't get that. I didn't get that feeling, but I guess also because I missed it though.
Yeah,
well, and
you
yeah,
missed.
like because there was one point where she was building a squad, and he was like, "Well, you're gonna want a historian and a big, strong man to
Yeah, it was.
help you," and so yeah, he was. It felt like he was trying to have Moana, like he was trying to be a
Well,
doctor's
see,
wife.
I thought he was trying to have Rock.
Oh, Maui,
Uh,
yeah, I mean, yes, ultimately.
yeah,
Because yeah, he was beside himself when he actually met Maui. But the fact that
yeah,
Maui is actually a demigod, that's, a whole starstruck situation, and that
true,
kind of makes sense.
true, 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 true.
But yeah,
Um, so I thought they were. Once I saw that they were going on the journey, I was like, man, I hope they're interesting because if not, they're kind of a waste of space and kind of a distraction.
Bro, waste of space.
Yeah, it was like I kind of want to learn more about this version of Moana being older.
Did
You
she
know what
even
I
look
mean?
older to y'all?
Yeah, she did.
she didn't need to look much older because
Well,
Homegirl
she's
had a growth
how
spurt.
much time has passed? Did they say?
long enough for that baby sister to be here.
I want to say 8. Did they say 8 years? I'm not sure. I'll
I
make that
don't
up.
know how long it's been. I just know that baby sister was at least 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh, well, to me, well, they should have aged her up just a little bit to see. I couldn't tell the difference between
she definitely was.
one and
They
two.
more defined arms. She was taller.
Okay,
Was
I
she
might.
taller?
I thought she was taller.
Okay, I guess because she's tiny compared to Maui, and
Yeah,
I guess I should have looked at her like next to her mom or something. But yeah, like she just
yeah,
still felt small.
Okay,
yeah.
I might need to see like a side to side of them.
And I guess I just want to learn more about her in this version.
Me too,
And I have no issues with bringing side characters along. They do that in a lot of sequels, right? Like you want to have a more of an ensemble, but like they just felt like it was just a waste, right? Because of the pacing, we don't know anything really about these people or why they're there, or you know what I mean. We know a little bit of like their skills that can help, but not really. And so it was just like, and they weren't interesting. I guess that's my main thing.
bro. The old man and the young dude didn't do anything. At least I don't remember them doing anything. Like they didn't contribute anything.
One dude was holding the direction of the boat, but he really wasn't. He was just listening to whatever mom told him to do.
Yeah, like
Uh,
honestly, it sounds like they needed someone physically stronger than him because it,
yeah,
it felt like Moana and old girl were doing a lot of the steering.
Bro,
yeah,
yeah,
carrying the squad, and it just they weren't funny. They
nope.
weren't. So you know what I mean? Like I feel like I was happy that they brought other people there. That's cool, but the characters got to be funny, and they got to stop with this Disney like talk super fast because that's the type of comedy they think people like I don't know. It's a certain formula they've been doing lately. I'm just like the one didn't work at all. I don't
And
know.
as far as general movie things go, I feel like this movie was a lot less serious than
Oh yeah,
the first one.
100%. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this is way more goofy.
Yeah, like this felt a lot less serious, and I don't think that's the tone that it should have had under the
Absolutely,
circumstances.
absolutely. It felt yeah. It like to me, Frozen and Frozen 2 felt more serious. It felt like,
Oh,
oh,
for
okay,
sure.
it's been years since we've came out. Our fans have grown up a little bit. Let's have a little more seriousness. This was like, oh no, that's dumb. It's down completely. It's like, let's just
Yeah,
do goofy little jokes and goofy little like it wasn't funny. The comedy wasn't that good. I don't know.
The Rock was climbing all over that fourth wall.
Yeah. I was just like, yeah, he was like, yeah, is he a princess? I'm not a princess. Da, 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 ha ha ha
Yeah,
ha ha. It's like, nobody give it. That's not a funny joke. Like,
looks like Moana takes place 3 years after the first one.
oh, okay,
Absolutely not. That means that
yeah,
that
that baby's
baby
not
that
there.
baby was born already then.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no way that baby's 2. Was Moana's mom pregnant? in the first movie?
I don't
She,
remember her being pregnant.
No, she wasn't. So yeah, no. That baby was there's no way that baby was two and change.
Dead baby. No,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that's
baby was minimum 4 years old.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, that's a good point. It was way more goofy. I was sitting there going, because even my daughter, 8 years old, was like, like this ain't like the comedy just wasn't hit. It was for 4 year old, and it was for little kids, which is fine. But
Also, the old man, his butt showing. So he just been out here this whole time, just rocking commando.
man, it's a village. What you want that
I'll
man?
say like that. I think time
Boxer
period
briefs?
wise, that makes sense.
But okay, that makes sense, right? But it's crazy to me, like these people be all in the water, which I guess is a movie. But I'm like, ain't none of this stuff just like, I don't know, floated away. Like none of their clothes just like, I don't know,
I imagine their
disconnected.
clothes are tied down.
Oh, they garments. What you mean?
I don't know. When I saw that,
The
I
clothes aren't
was
just sitting on them. They are fastened in
Act
some
like
form.
act like it's 2D
I
animation.
don't know, man. I saw that and I was like, I don't know if they should have threw that in there.
I mean, it was weird. It was random. Like,
And it was a comedy bit.
my boy had his ass tooted up in the air.
But I'm saying
It was a comedy bit.
like everybody out here swinging around on ropes and stuff. Like so that means ass is just out here everywhere for everybody to see.
Yes, but it's a kids movie. I mean, because I don't know if you remember in Tarzan, there was one point where he was swinging on a vine but holding Jane with both hands. So
That
how was he on that vine?
That's true. That's
So,
facts.
you just gotta not think about it.
I know
Yeah.
but once they did that, I was like, all right, this is rough because now I'm like, this ain't cool to start thinking about.
Now
But
you just
okay,
think about everybody naked.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, this is wild. All right, so what y'all feel about Maui?
Again, a lot less serious.
Absolutely.
I get that fourth wall, he was climbing all over that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
the fish head kept coming back up.
yeah, because
Yeah.
again, that was comedy. The whole like him pretending to have the same like performance issue that he had in the first movie, where he like
Yeah.
was like time to go when he turned into that little fish.
Yeah,
Right.
I was like, oh, okay, well, call back. Um, I guess Maui exists. He either can travel to the future or exists outside of time
wait, why'd you
because
say that?
because he made a butt dial reference and then said
Oh,
y'all will
yes,
find
About
out what that
about
phones.
means.
2,000
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, that was weird.
I
So,
thought that was a very weird joke as well.
so again, he either exists outside of time or travels through time, which okay.
It hasn't been referenced at all to this point, unless I'm
Uh,
tripping. I'm not the biggest Moana
Bro,
guy,
the
but
fact telephone is wild.
yeah, and then whenever he said or Moana was like, I'm not a princess, and he was like, everybody thinks you are.
yeah, exactly. I was just like, really? Like, that's a very niche internet joke.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. Which that's true. Everyone does assume Moana's a princess
True.
because she
Yes.
is yeah, like
Disney.
yeah, like and because in the first movie he was like, you are a woman with an animal best friend, so
Right.
you're a princess.
And her
Exactly.
father was the leader.
Yeah, like
True.
he's yeah, and that's what shit. So I'm the
It's not
daughter
far
of a chief,
fetched.
and
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, princess.
Yeah.
Right. Right. It's not far fetched, but it's not factual. But yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that yeah they I don't know whose idea it was to go more comedic with
Yeah.
Maui, and I'm guessing it's because since he's established and he and Moana already know each other and have a relationship, he can do that. But yeah, it just I think that the movie overall, like the tone, again, like a lot less serious than
Yeah.
the first one. And I
100%.
can't say that was a great idea, especially under the circumstances.
And
Terrible
then
idea.
we got one last character to talk about. Uh I don't think we know his name, but the coconut dude.
Oh yeah, he was
Yeah.
about business.
Yeah,
I mean,
my boy
I
pulled out
My
the
respected
man's
him the
blicky.
most.
my
Yeah, he
man's
put
was
the
a
blicky
warrior.
out.
With that blicky
He
out,
got
he
the
told his fam, like, hey man, I'm going out like a warrior. Y'all
Yeah,
have
my
y'all
bro.
man's was
peace
a
up.
warrior.
Yeah.
Like I liked him.
My boy was sharpening his knife at all times, just ready. He's like
Bro, I would
Yeah,
say he saved him a couple times.
a couple
yeah.
times.
He's the one who paralyzed the clam.
Yeah, facts.
And yeah,
And plenty of
he was
accuracy.
about it.
Yeah, facts.
So yeah,
He was a
like
real
he felt like you know how like if Winter Soldier didn't get deprogrammed and
one.
like he was just like mission first business, like that's what it felt like.
Yeah,
Like no
that's
words,
what
no
they send out.
talking. Like yeah, like I'm here to do a job.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I liked him. He was about business. He got shit done. He
Hmm.
held his weight,
Absolutely.
unlike the other people on the boat.
That's my thing. Is just like it just felt like again a waste of space. Nobody else even flourished, or I guess the girl with the directions maybe helped because she
As I
rebuilt the
said,
boat. But
she was the only other character who did something.
yeah, but like other two were waste of space. It's like okay, I get it. We're in a movement where we want to make women important, but you don't have to do that. We already know they're important, so we don't have to make the two men absolutely useless. Like I mean, just dead weight on this
I
boat.
really don't know what the grandpa did.
I
It
think
was
his job was supposed to be keeping us fed.
yeah,
Oh, I
that
didn't
makes
So
know.
sense.
Okay, I didn't know that.
like I
Yeah,
because that was his whole thing. He was a farmer.
right,
So Moana says to him like we can't just eat fish.
right.
Is that what
So
those were in the boat? Those little, where did those come from? The little fish things.
I thought those were from Maui's like capture because Maui was just hanging and he sees some fucking like Magikarps and he's like yeah guys go get my hook and then they like climb up
Oh
to
yeah,
him
yeah, yeah. You're
and
right.
yeah so I think that's what those were and again that was just comedy we didn't need
Exactly, 100%.
but I knew
Okay.
they weren't going to help him.
Yeah,
And
that's facts.
and then one last thing I had, the coconut people. Where the hell did they get that big ass booger? That green booger.
I assume they already had him. Like
Bro,
he was already like I assume we never saw him in the first movie, but as far as I understand, he has always been with them.
So
And
that
because
is
they were shooting darts in the first movie.
yeah, facts. Way
So
more formidable, honestly.
yeah, I assume that he was always there and that they just kept him, in the basement until they needed him.
That's when
okay.
I knew we were sillier, but when I saw that character come out, I was like, oh, this is 4 year olds. Oh, okay. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Y'all didn't even take the design of this character seriously. Got it. Cool.
I would say that one made the kids laugh in my theater. My theater was pretty full too. I went to go see it in IMAX. Unfortunately, I didn't want to see it in IMAX. I prefer Dolby Digital, but IMAX room, yo, it was a bang of kids in there. And when that
Oh,
little dude,
same.
when he came on and like he did like the little crying thing, yeah, everybody kids was cracking up. They was loving him. So whoever tested that out, I think they hit it with that one. But myself as an adult, yeah, I didn't really care for him.
I mean, nobody did. I mean, nobody grown. My daughter didn't think it was funny. But I also think my daughter died at the chicken when the chicken would just start screaming
Hey
Oh
randomly.
Hey
Like,
yeah.
was yeah, like Hey Hey got a lot of fans.
yeah, yeah,
And
that was
honestly,
funny.
Hey Hey might just be like lucky because Hey Hey was the only one that didn't get darted uh
Facts.
by the Kakamora.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was loving that chicken actually. You know what I mean?
There was another scream in the movie that I feel like there were two screams in the movie.
Yeah, it felt like the goat from Thor 2,
That's
Thor
what
Yes.
4.
that reminded me of that. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
what that reminded me of.
yeah.
So okay. Okay. So Moana is searching for, other people, and she finds like a little cup thing and is like, hey, this is proof that people exist.
Right.
And then, she brings it back home. We find out she has a little sister. Um, we see just a bunch of people in the village. That's when we meet. We don't really meet them. We just kind of see that they exist.
Yeah.
So we see the old man farmer, and we see pretty immediately that he's just crotchety and, just kind of a hater in general, like very unhappy to be here.
Hmm.
We see old girl who's a scientist, and she's always talking fast and trying to build new shit. That's an archetype. And we see uh the Stan. He's kind of the historian. He paints all of the pictures to tell all of the stories. He's very into Moana because she has lived these historical events with Maui, who he is in love with. Um, and We also see that Maui he's fighting somebody, and
Right.
whoever he's fighting, like she's a problem. Like her being shrouded in darkness and the bats, and yeah, like she's too much for him, clearly.
Yeah.
And then Moana has a couple of spiritual visits and visions and such. Um, there were at the like ceremony, which I assume it was a ceremony, where Moana was sitting in front of her dad, and then lightning strikes.
Yeah.
That's when I
And
came. That's when I sat down in the theater. That was like the first thing I saw was her get struck by lightning. She got struck by lightning
Uh,
twice in one movie. It's crazy.
yeah.
I
That was
don't
like the
know,
first time.
yeah, like, and I don't know if she actually got struck or if like the room got struck and she just kind of like got like blown back.
Secondhand. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because yeah, I don't think it actually struck her, but whenever the lightning did strike, she goes to the sunken place and the ancestral plane, and they just all the like places you go whenever
Yeah.
you're
You got
unconscious in
vision.
a magical world. Yeah, like she goes to all of them.
Yeah.
She goes into the Speed Force, like just just all the things.
Right.
And she sees the previous Wayfinder, the one before her, and he basically tells her like, "Hey, if you don't find people,
Hmm.
it's going to be empty here. Like there
Yeah.
will
Y'all
there
are
will be no
cooked.
one. Yeah, it's going to be over. So you need to like
I didn't understand why
destroy the
though.
world." I
I mean, usually you want to grow your population.
Yeah, but wouldn't it still
Just
grow? Seems like a lot of people's on the island.
yeah, resources maybe. What I mean, you run out after a while. The one
Okay.
island.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Okay.
and I don't know. I'm sure that there's, very specific mythology that is being pulled from here. I'm not very familiar with Polynesian mythology at all, so
Same.
I also apologize for that. I will have to use my own points of reference. But it felt like, are y'all familiar with the Tower of Babel in the Bible?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
also read up a little bit about these Polynesian gods earlier today. But yeah.
Okay, so if that's the case, first question, and we'll see if we get anywhere with this. Do you know if Nalo exists or if Nalo is based on somebody else in the Polynesian mythology or what the situation is? Just because usually Disney will take things that exist and
Yeah.
change them or amalgamate or just kind of create their own version of. And
Right.
so do you know what did you find when you looked into that?
Yeah, so Maui is based on a deity. So Maui is one. And then also uh I know Tafiti and Taka were Disney creations. And I think everybody else might have been based on somebody as well. Because what's the name
Okay.
of the giant storm dude again?
Nalo.
Okay. Yeah, I think Nala was based on someone as well.
Okay. And that's what I
Makes
figured.
sense.
Either Nalo is just straight from the mythology or he's a combination of different characters from the mythology.
Right.
But I also didn't know, and this may sound bad, but like genuinely, I kind of wonder how willing they are to go into like dive deep in the bag with pronunciations just because an American audience is gonna have some issues
Mess
with
all
some of
that
the
up.
I'm
pronunciations.
pretty sure they
Yeah.
went. I'm pretty sure they went pretty deep, especially with Dwayne Johnson, like especially with him being of that culture.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I know that in the movie there were points when the people were speaking the
Speaking
language.
full language. Yeah.
Cool, that's fine. But as far as anything that we have to refer to in the movie, I kind of wonder if they were like, let's keep it nice and easy. Like
Hmm.
no apostrophes, just to, make it easy
It's
for
hard
the
to do.
Americans. Yeah. Because there are some sounds that like you have to know how to make in different languages because they don't exist in your own. And if you're not set up for that, like there are some people like they can't roll their R's. So Spanish is a challenge. That's just what it is.
Yeah. It's
And
different. It's different, but like I struggled for a while saying like Samoans to the Samoans. Like, you know what I mean? Like little stuff like that. Like little
Yeah.
pronunciations, little like you know what I mean?
hmm And so, yeah, because, like, for example, Motu Fetu, I don't know if it's Motu Fetu or Motu Fetu, or like, I don't know
Yeah.
where to go. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, it's very easy to just read these and be wrong as hell.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's why I issued an apology at the beginning. But with that, I wonder how strategic the studio is with making sure that it is accessible to us while still honoring the culture. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think they do their best to do both. 'Cause like you said, it is an American created in an American based company from mostly American audience, at least for the beginning. So I think they try to merge a little bit of both. Keep it simple, keep it very baseline, but
Because
still pay
I know that
respect.
usually whenever there are issues with that, it's the studio. Like the studio is like, hey, you gotta
Yeah,
reel that back. Studio interference is
yeah,
usually when those types of things are a problem. And I don't have a point of reference to know whether or not that was done well or whether or not it was honored or if we got a very stripped down version that,
uh,
you know, Polynesians would have feelings about.
yeah. That'd be interesting to know.
So, yeah, if you're listening and you have some insight on that, please, uh,
Yeah,
Jordan told you where you can tell us about it because we have no idea, and we're not going to pretend to have an idea.
right.
But I'd like to have an idea, so yeah, like tell us what you
Tap
think,
in.
what you know. Yeah. Um. So she goes to all of the ancestral planes, and then she wakes up, and she's like, "All right, we got to go." And then that's when they, kind of see her off. And that's when they have like the ceremony where they
Hmm.
are singing and chanting, and it's beautifully done, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
No, I agree. They're very good. Um, I do want to mention. So me and my daughter, we talked about this. I guess we were one thing about Moana, the first one, that really annoyed me was why the grandma had to die so early, right? Grandma dying, to me, she was one of the better characters, right? She died off early. Okay, that was the decision. And we'll bring her back here because didn't she show up even before? Did she show up before they launched off for the journey? Or
Pretty sure.
okay,
I would
yeah,
say,
for
so I would say I walked out. I'll have to tell you again. I walked out at this point, and I didn't come back in until I don't know what happened to the comet. That was like I came back in, the comet looked like it got destroyed, but I walked
It
out, so I didn't know the grandma popped back up.
the comet looked to be fireworks.
Oh, is that what it
yeah,
was?
yep,
Yeah.
that's
So the
exactly what it
comet,
was.
yeah, like the comet was just going, and then eventually it burst into fireworks, and then there were other fireworks, and Moana was like,
I thought that was a sign.
we were told to follow the fireball in the sky, and that was all the help we got. So like, what
Yo,
do we do?
that is a crazy firework thing because that thing was way up there, and
No, it
It
also that
was
thing was far.
lasted a very long time.
Yeah, that's I don't know
just
what firework. That's wild.
just the way it exploded was not of a star. Like a star doesn't explode like that. You know what I mean? Like it fell in the
Yeah.
ocean, all that.
And the fact that it was visible during the day, like,
Right, exactly. Yeah.
so
Like
yeah. And my thought is
smoke and
like,
all that.
I feel like the only part of the world that was doing fireworks at that time was China. So
Mm,
it makes me wonder how far they are from China.
right.
I don't know if
I
other
mean, we
parts
don't
of the
need.
world had
I mean, you
started.
got these other cultures, so we don't know.
Yeah.
Sure. And at first, I took it to mean like, okay, that's evidence that other people exist. Because that's the whole point of the movie, is
True.
to find other people in the world to find that, we are not alone here. So I was
Mm,
like, okay, that's a sign that we got folk somewhere.
right.
But I don't think it was ever addressed or brought back or like that they never
It wasn't addressed. You're
yeah,
right.
like they never said like, oh, we did that, or
Mm,
oh, that came from here. Like, no, it
yeah.
just we forgot about it.
Thanks.
So I
Okay.
think it was there to kind of drive home the message that Get Lost was trying to uh give us, and it was there to, say there's another way. The way that you're told is not always going to give you everything that you need. Like I think it was a part of the message of the movie,
Yeah, I agree with that.
which as far as I'm concerned, the message was there's always more than one way to achieve a goal.
That's what I got of it as well.
Yeah.
So, if plan A don't work, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like I think that was what I gathered. That was the lesson.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then the little sister is there to, just pull at heartstrings and
He was cute.
yes, and just be like, I don't want you to go, and all that. Which,
Big
of
sister.
course.
Yeah.
So
Wait, Jordan, you didn't tell us why you had to walk out.
Uh, the kids, we didn't because we arrived late to the theater, and the kids didn't
Black
get
folks.
popcorn. I know,
Oh,
bro. It was literally a whole thing. But we got there late, and we didn't get the kids popcorn. And so they was like, I want popcorn. I want popcorn. So I had to leave. Had to go out the theater, and it was a long
tough.
ass line because every single movie wanted to come out. This Thanksgiving past 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the line was super long. So I didn't get back until that scene.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now, the lines were crazy. They were smart about putting that out.
Girl, Gladiator, Moana 2, and uh Wicked. Like, bro, that's
Highest,
crazy.
highest grossing Thanksgiving weekend ever.
I saw that, and I see why, because yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
have y'all seen the other two?
Haven't seen Wicked yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of the other ones. Supposed to, but we didn't get a chance to go out to go see it.
Okay. Yeah, there are too many movies because December is also dense with movies.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thanks.
But yeah, so they are on the water, and it's very clear that Moana is the only competent one here.
Thanks. Yeah.
And I think that was, again, one of the points that they were trying to make. And Maui references it later when he's like, we need to work on your like picking process.
Recruiting. Yeah, your recruiting
Because
process. Yeah.
this ain't it.
Yeah. Yeah. Before she just had a pig and a chicken that did nothing.
Yeah. And she learned it on her own, but with the help of the ocean and Maui.
Right.
Bro, the ocean is OP. I'm just gonna say that right now.
The ocean
is OP.
Yeah, the ocean is definitely like how we get through a lot of this. Like
Yeah.
if the ocean was not her friend, this movie we
Bro,
wouldn't have made it to Moana
I'm telling you.
I
But-
like how they tried to write it out like, oh, we're in a different realm, so they can't help you.
Oh yeah, the
All
ocean's
right.
not here right now. Like, what?
Yeah.
The ocean's right there.
He was like, you
That was
mean
my thought. I was like, what you mean? Like
long
it's
distance?
the ocean. Like
Yeah, like what we doing?
and I was like,
Buffering.
okay, maybe the cursed area is why, because the ocean was very helpful with Tekka. So
My thing was like, oh, so that they made this place black. So the black ocean out here looking bad. The dark ocean out here looking real
that's
bad.
that's not what. All right.
I said when it was all light outside, the white ocean was just
the
fine.
man, the white man.
Yeah, bro. And then the dark ocean dirty.
That's hilarious.
All right. So they come across the coconut people, and the coconut people just get them this time. Like Moana, she doing some dodging,
Yeah,
and then yeah, they get them blow darts, and we're done.
you light her up.
Yeah, and everybody, I guess there were different levels of paralyzed because like I feel like the scientist, she like was slurring words, but the
Mhm.
historian dude was kind of like fine
Yeah,
and able to speak very clearly. So, I was like, all right, maybe it's because he's bigger and,
I mean, they lit Moana up with like 6 or 7 darts.
they hit her with a few of them.
Like,
and I was
don't know
like,
how she lived.
I was like, I guess she's a demigod, and that's why. And we're
Bro.
going to talk about that
Oh
because
yeah,
I
bro,
have,
bro. There was plenty of times in this movie I go, "Oh, Spencer and Joy go eat that up." They go on fire off in it, y'all. The different power levels and why didn't one person have the? Yeah, I was like, oh, they gonna light y'all up for that one.
and I will say there's a lot of it that I was like, you know what? Like once I saw that this movie was very clearly marketed to the children, because I think again, when I saw the booger monster, I was like, I think I need to not.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
I think I need to not. Because
Yeah,
that's I knew it before, but that was the point when I was like, this movie is not as serious as
yeah,
the first one. Like
right.
that was the thing that took me to the other side of like, okay, let me just sit back.
Nah, same. That monster. It felt like that was a last minute joint. Like, let's add a booger monster, and then let's just
Yeah.
draw them. Let's have a 3-year-old draw the design of a booger monster, and then put it in the because it was just the most. I was like, all right, that's some stuff you see on Disney Junior or something,
Now,
bro.
while we're here, we're talking about the coconut people, the giant clam, right?
Hmm. Oh
Now,
God.
it wasn't
There
moving,
we
right?
go.
It was
There
just
we
one
go.
spot, right?
Okay.
How come they just didn't go
Why didn't
around?
they go around it? Why? I said the same
Nigga,
thing.
just go eat this
I
up,
was
bro.
like,
I was like,
yes,
this is
it's
a
a
huge
giant
ocean.
clam, but like I can see both on both sides of it. Like
There's
I
a
can I
current,
can see
fellas.
You
on
got
both
two
sides.
boats. You got two boats. They could go
There's a
one of them can go
It's a
around.
current, brother. It's
So
a
why don't you
current,
avoid the current
She's a
if you
wayfinder.
and you can back up. You can back up if you know the current on that way and then
bro. You're
go
already
around.
caught up in it.
I don't
And it doesn't
know.
feel like they were caught up in it because again, the coconut people, they like stopped the boat and they,
Bro.
got all coordinated. Like they were doing a lot of like freely maneuvering
I'm trying
things.
to defend it.
I was
It
like,
was
that's a
cool,
lot of
but
space right there to go around it.
And again, if this thing is a problem, I'm willing to go pretty far away from it to get
That's
around it.
bro, I would have backed my boat up. It just
Yeah,
went
like
around it.
I'm gonna go some knots to the left.
And it didn't look all that fast. So I was like, I think we can outmaneuver this
Because it
thing.
didn't look like that coconut was going anywhere. Like it looked pretty stationary. Now, if I go to the left and the coconut follows me, it's like, okay, now we got some stuff to work out.
But then it's two boats that it can't go both ways. So one of y'all gonna be lucky, the other one not.
Yeah, but and yeah, I don't know. I wondered the same thing. I was like, just go to the left. That's,
Yeah.
but no, we
Yeah,
have to go through the giant clam that is a clam, which means it opens and closes. Okay.
but I
Yeah,
mean,
let's do that.
technically, they wouldn't have been able to go on the journey because you,
Well,
And
that's
that's
why I
like the
said
movie had to happen. That's why they
that's why I
didn't.
said the journey was short.
maybe so.
And I think that's again, whenever they didn't go around it, I was like, and then they got, toilet. Well, I guess it was a waterfall rather than a toilet. The whenever they went to the God portal, that was a toilet. But
Bro, yeah, that was another thing that made me go, okay. Well,
And
but
even
yeah,
when Maui was in it, and it was like it just sounded like I was.
well, even then, like they had three different spears. She's like, "Oh, I got a backup. Oh, I got a backup for the backup. Oh, a
Yeah,
fourth one would just be ridiculous." I'm like, "All right,
same. I was like, having the backup, yes. Having the third one was like,
backup for the backup is
oh,
crazy.
okay. Oh, all right.
now why they just didn't put all that poison into the dart and just shoot it?"
Because I guess it needed to be bigger. Um, because it was a giant clam, so they
Yeah, it
needed a
was
spear that
But
was
if you,
coated.
yeah, but if you fire like 20 of those,
I
like you
think a
take
spear was
everybody,
still easier
all the
than
coconut people, they could have all took one shot at it.
well, and that's the thing that I was not necessarily confused, but I was like, okay, so why does Moana have to be the one to go in there? Is it because the coconut people are like, now we not doing that shit? Or was there an actual other reason that it had to be Moana in them?
They was like, we're not using our boat just in case it don't work. You got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
because
trying to remember if there was a clear reason. I don't think there
No, it wasn't.
but
was.
That
also
was the thing. They just
they
told her she
couldn't,
got to do it.
yeah, they couldn't talk.
Just,
But yeah, they were kind of just like, no, y'all got it,
yeah,
Yeah.
and let us know how to go.
yeah. We don't have to waste our entire race on y'all on this theory y'all got.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
literally their whole entire species.
exactly. It's like we on this last one. If we get it's a wrap for our species. So
But yeah, and the coconut man that stayed with him, I guess since he didn't have lines, he didn't need to be in the credits. So like he doesn't need to be on the cast list. So yeah, like I don't know his name.
Voiced by, yeah.
Yeah, so cool. He was voiced by the sound effects guy.
Yeah.
Larry and sound effects.
Yeah. So yeah, that all happens, and again, like I'm like, okay, I can't take this movie very seriously. And they are able to paralyze it because he's about it. Like he's about the mission.
Hmm.
And then whenever, I guess the boats are tied together and, they're not going to make it. And so he does, the warrior thing, cuts the line, and they fall into the clam, which is Matangi's lair, I guess. So like she's trapped in the clam. That's her penance.
Again, no explanation. So I don't. I don't know. Anybody who's actually explaining this, anybody who's like, man, yeah, of course. Well, you don't know. You're just assuming because they didn't tell us anything.
I mean, all they said was, "Oh boy, got mad and trapped her there for something she
And
did." I don't remember what she did.
and also, what was the explanation for Maui being there?
He was trying to
I,
get
I think he was trying to get to that portal, right?
to the other side where the gods were, or the
Yeah,
demigods were, or
he
something like
wanted to
that.
use that portal, I guess. But
She
But
caught him up.
she's the enforcer of the portal, I guess.
and why
Yeah.
didn't Moana know what
Maybe
to do to open up the portal? That's what I got confused about.
well, she
Why
doesn't
would
know
she know?
godly things. There'd be no reason for her to know that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But
she did like that little saying and the little stance, and then hit the thing, and it just opened up for her.
I
actually,
think that's
yes, you're right.
because.
We,
Well,
we
didn't she go to the other side and speak to? Or am I tripping?
so so the way I saw it, I wasn't exactly sure why Maui was there, but now that you say that, I think yeah, he was maybe trying to get to the God portal, and she is the quote unquote protector of the God portal,
Yeah.
and she was too much for him, so that didn't work out for him. And then whenever Moana does meet her, she's like, "Hey, I'm a slave, and I don't like that shit. So you need to get lost. Like you need to be okay with not knowing the way. There's always multiple ways of doing something." And
Yeah.
then she kind of explains the God portal is a thing,
Yep.
and I can not take you straight there, but I can get you real close.
Hmm.
Like I can get you in the neighborhood, but I can't get you to the house.
So
And all that, and then she sings a song, and that was all the information Moana needed to, clap her hands, stomp her feet, alchemy, and we're good. Because
That's
again,
mm,
I don't know how she opened it up.
because when she was in that orb, I was like, oh, she got.
That's
Cool.
what I thought too.
Maui's
yeah.
gonna, so somebody gonna have to come save her.
That's why I thought the twist. I thought the heel turn happened. I
Yep.
was like, oh, okay. But
I
yeah, she just
also
started doing
thought,
a chant and a stomp, and it was like, oh,
yeah,
And
what?
and
even
and
Maui was surprised. He's like, "You opened it up?"
and
He
how
was
did
like,
yeah, how did she know the chant and the stomp? I think is
yeah,
your question. And
Yeah,
yep, the power of friendship. Well, we're not even at the power of friendship yet. She's kind of new this shit, and you know, and maybe the previous Wayfinder gave that information to her in a vision because he got that far at least because we see his
that's
boat.
that's what I'm thinking. I think
So she learned it
somehow,
on the ancestral plane, maybe.
yeah, yeah, maybe so.
hmm.
That would explain it better than what happened.
Yeah, we're giving them a lot of credit.
Yeah, we're trying to make it make sense.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
thought I
for
thought I
sure.
missed something when she opened it up. I was like, "Whoa, what?"
Nah, yeah,
Maui was there shocked just like everybody else was. Like, how the fuck
yeah,
did you do that?
And I
yeah,
mean, she eventually proves herself to be a demigod, which we'll talk about
Yeah,
that
yeah,
too.
we'll get there. Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, they open it, and then again, it turns into a toilet that they all go down,
Of course.
and then they're in the Speed Force until they're not. And whenever they get there, Maui's like, I didn't even want you here because you're going to die. Like that's what this is. Nalo don't like me, but Nalo hates humans way more than he hates me. and
Right.
he hates me. So y'all are on the nigga go die list just for existing. And he will absolutely kill you because
Yeah.
you're not demigod. You can't do anything about him.
Hmm.
And they were like, yeah, but we got to try. So, like, we're going to do that. And whenever Moana was like, and P.S., I have the ocean on my side. Ocean? And nothing happens. Ocean
Yeah.
quiet as fuck.
Yeah, that's that Black Ocean.
And
Uh,
um, Maui was like, no, you ain't got no friends here.
right.
We are on the other side.
It's like the
We're
suburb ocean.
yeah,
It's the
we're in
hood
the
ocean.
we're in the bad neighborhood now.
Yeah.
Yes. No bad signal out here.
Yeah, so yeah, ain't no lights or nothing.
Yeah.
You are alone. So the sea creatures show up because she's like, oh no, that is my friend the ocean. And it's not.
Yeah, that thing was ugly as hell.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
ocean. That's ocean with an apostrophe in his name.
Yeah, so the one sea creature shows up and they're able to deal with it, and then a bunch of them show up, and it's like, oh shit, that's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
So they, kind of fuck up the ship a little bit, and they end up on just an island. And on that island, they find the wrecked ship of the previous Wayfinder, or one of the previous Wayfinders, the main one that's been like talking Moana through the journey.
Hmm.
And Moana over there sad, and Maui's like, "Hey, you can do it. Here's a song."
Here's a
And
song.
then there was a lot of like, I mean, because that's what musicals are.
It's a training
Musicals are like,
montage.
yeah, like somebody's like, "Whatever will I do?" And then somebody else starts, doing spirit fingers.
Yeah.
Um, it's just so funny when you really think about those moments. Like, for example, and I saw this in a little video. Simba was like, I'm lonely. My uncle killed my dad. I don't know what to do. And it's like, have you
Who
tried
taught
have you tried not giving a fuck? And then just
her?
what a wonderful phrase. Like,
Stay. You
so
start
yeah,
prancing around like, I'm
yeah,
like, what? Your daddy just died.
died. And
Yeah.
yeah, similar thing. Moana was like, "We are stranded on an island, and we're going to die here." And Maui was like, "Have you tried trying harder?"
Yeah. Can I get a chee-hoo? Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, like yeah. It musicals are funny in that way.
And I feel like, okay, maybe you're welcome. I felt better, felt more appropriate for the point in the movie. You know what I
Agreed.
mean? Like you're welcome. Like you're like I'm a demigod. You're welcome that I'm even helping you at all.
And the thing, he's really telling a story, and you're welcome.
Yeah,
Like
he really
he's
is.
he's explaining a lot of how we got here.
Yeah, and like whereas Can I Get a Chihu was sort of just like, yeah, like cheer up, buddy. You
No,
know?
we can do it.
Yeah. It was just like, okay, this you can fit this. This could have been sang at any point in the movie, and you'd have been like, oh, okay. Like it didn't tell me anything where we are in the movie.
But it's what she needed to cheer up because she eventually does give him a Chihu. And then the scientist is like, "P.S. I fixed everything, so we're good to go."
Right.
And they get back in the water, and they just see purple lightning and tornadoes and shit. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, that's not great."
Yep.
So Maui goes and starts fighting the storms, and there's like some of the lightning just like avoids Maui, and so Maui's got to like save the people. And Moana's like, "Oh, he's not worried about you. He's worried about us.
Yeah.
Like you being here is not a problem for him. And if you keep coming back to save us, that only puts us in danger. So you go ahead, use the hook, pull it out, and I will take it from there." And Maui was like, "Y'all can't avoid. He's a god. What do you mean?
Right.
He's using lightning. You can't just avoid him."
How this
And she was
works.
like, "Yes, we can." And he was like, "Okay,
Right.
you say so."
See about
So,
that.
he goes to the center, starts pulling it out of the water, and the people are being attacked, but luckily the engineer on the team basically gave them a parasail,
Finally.
and so they started maneuvering.
Yeah, they was gonna go.
Yeah, they was cooking with the wind that this god was making, I guess. So that's fine. Um, I just said, you know what? The movie's got to happen.
I did the same thing. I ignored it.
It was like, yeah, the
Yeah,
guy
I was like,
controlling the weather is not going to make it easy for y'all to maneuver. Okay, no, that's fine.
I was like, in my head, like I said, I had to ignore it. In my head, I was like, why don't he just stop the tornado and just hit him with a lightning bolt? Boom,
Just
game
strike
over.
them with lightning. Lightning is way too fast for them to do it, but the movie's got to happen.
Yeah, yeah. I chose to ignore it too, so that's fine.
Yeah, because I was like, you hit Maui with lightning and that worked. So like,
Yeah.
True.
but maybe the lightning's got a range, even though the lightning almost got them, and then Maui
Yeah.
like cut it. Whatever. The movie's
Yeah.
got to happen. It's fine. So, Maui is pulling this thing up, and it's working. Like he's pulling this thing out the ground, and Moana's like, "Oh shit, Nalo knows." Well, yeah, he knows. Like,
All right.
uh,
You just in the sea, you don't know.
yeah. So, and Maui, yeah, he's getting it done. He's working. And
He really
then
is.
Nalo's like, absolutely not. And then strikes Maui with lightning, and the lightning strike, as far as I could tell, reduces Maui to a normal human.
That's what I
Mm-hmm.
thought too. That boy got hit with that Pikachu thunder. Like it was rough.
Like,
My
give
boy
me
turned
that.
back human. Yeah, he fainted.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that shit stripped his tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just, yeah, turned him into a mortal man.
Yeah.
Which he should have drowned. But hey, who am I?
Hey, the
Who am I?
movie's
Hey,
gotta
I
happen.
will say, you know me. It's hard for me to start being like, all right, you were at 345 degrees in the ocean, so why weren't you drowning? You know me, but I was like, yeah, y'all swimming at a crazy depth. Like,
Yeah. And that's the not only did he get struck by lightning, then he fell from Lord knows how high. And
my boy's back was on
there's
fire.
a point where water feels like concrete if you don't land correctly, and he got
Yeah.
struck by lightning. So I know he didn't land correctly.
And
Yeah.
then y'all magically found this is a huge ocean, and y'all magically found him.
I
Well,
mean,
he was
they knew where he was. Like,
he was floating.
and they were making their way to him.
He was floating at the little depths, and they saw him with the wave. He's like, let's go get him.
I don't know. I guess maybe your dead body floats.
Now, I will say,
There's no
Dead
sharks
bodies
out
do
there.
float.
I will say, the old man went and recovered him. I'm like, bro, he couldn't.
Oh yeah.
You said he could
He
pick
said he
that
couldn't
dude up.
swim. Old
Yeah.
man said, I can't swim.
Oh, is that
So-
why he had the flotation devices?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know why he had those. I don't remember him saying that. Maybe I missed that part. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, why he
I
got
think
that?
that was
He was-
in the recruiting. Whenever she was recruiting people, he was
okay.
like, I can't swim. So like,
It was kind of a callback to him earlier was gonna jump in the water, he didn't. And then now, because someone's life is in danger, he jumped in the water.
That's wild. Why would you go on a journey if you can't swim and you know y'all in the ocean?
She did. I don't want to say force.
she
him,
had to
but
convince. She
yeah,
had to do
she had
some
to convince
convincing.
him.
And
Okay.
I'm sure it was we're doing this to save our people.
I would have
So
been like, no, I can't swim. No, I'm
I
not
also
going.
would have been like, you're gonna have to bring somebody else. Like
Get
if
somebody
I
else to do
can't
it.
if I can't swim, I can't swim.
Bro,
Wait.
we're literally on a boat with 4 wood trees.
And there's like water is literally all the way around us.
Yeah, no, I'm not going.
So
I'm
if I
good.
even think about falling off, I will die. And you want to talk about dead weight? Somebody who can't swim in a deadliest catch situation, that's dead weight.
I think we talked about this, but can everyone here swim?
Yes.
I cannot. Bro, I live footage.
that
I
is
can
the
manage.
most-
I can manage in the pool.
That's like,
Bro.
I'm not a great swimmer, but I can swim.
That's the most Tulsa stuff I've ever heard
I
in my
can live.
life.
I can live, bro. I can make it not a far distance though.
This man can't swim. That's crazy. I thought my mom's generation was the last one that couldn't. Black folks that couldn't swim, bro.
Well, I mean, one of the problems is a lot of people in that generation are afraid to get their kids into swimming because they're afraid their
That's-
kids will drown.
That's what happened to
Yeah.
my mom. My mom was afraid of swimming, so she didn't put me in the water. Even though I used to love going to the pool, I still love going to the pool. So that's why I would have been like, if I was an old man, I'm like, I can't swim. I ain't going. Good
Same.
luck out there.
But she basically did the whole like, well, we can't only eat fish. And he was like, yeah, you're right. And it's like, and we need like the best farmer. And he was like, yeah, I'm the best farmer. And she was like, all right, I'll
Right.
see you out there.
Okay. All right. So anyway, yeah, he saves Maui. Crazy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was
And
wild.
she's like, oh, the whole like get lost pops up in her head. And she's like, oh, the island don't have to be up for me to touch it. So
Yeah,
I'll just
Bro,
go
that
down
was
there.
far that she
Yes.
swam.
Yep.
that was the part where I was just like, okay,
That's that holding that breath for like 2, 3 minutes. That
And
was far.
my thought was if Queen Mother couldn't live in her situation, I don't know if Moana would have lived in her situation.
Bro.
yeah,
Queen Mother died and Moana, but the movie's got to happen. So Moana makes her way down there. And
yep,
again, like it's not that the sun is out, but like it's getting to the point where like light don't make it.
yeah.
Like we're getting deep.
That's what I'm saying. The depth made no sense,
I know it was cold.
Yeah.
bro.
And
Yeah,
so she's able, and we see that like lightning is on the way. So I guess Nalo, it took him a minute to realize what was happening, and I guess
mm,
his lightning went straight through that water.
Am I dumb? Can lightning do that?
I don't think it
I
can.
don't
I think
think
if
it's
if lightning hits the water, then it would disperse across the water, assuming there's
yeah,
anything in the water that would conduct it. But I don't think water alone conducts electricity. But I don't think that electricity would make it straight through. But also, we're talking about a demigod, so like it's
yeah.
whatever.
That's a
Like
different type of
we're talking about magic, so
right,
that's I can suspend that.
right.
Like I can say yes, he's a god. He could strike somebody through water. That's fine.
Yeah, I can agree with
Because it wasn't regular lightning; it was godly lightning. Like that purple lightning is different.
that.
So
Actually, lightning can travel through water.
okay,
Ooh,
Water conducts electricity, so when the lightning strikes water, the electrical charge spreads across the water surface, and the charge can travel up to 100 meters or more.
well, that's what I'm saying.
well,
The way
yeah,
that it was supposed to happen is the lightning should have spread out across the top of the water, not gone straight through it
yeah.
and
It
hit
should have hit
her.
a target. Yeah,
But it's God lightning.
True.
different. It's different.
So, because she does make it, she does touch it with her hand and her
Hmm.
whole hand, like palm down,
Yeah,
and then she gets struck by lightning. And
That Zeus lightning bolt took her ass out.
she's done. Because to be struck by lightning underwater, you're done.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
bro.
cooked.
You cooking.
Literally.
Cooked. And so she's dead as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
And Maui's like, oh shit, and swims down there to get her.
Hmm.
Now,
After he
luckily,
just recovered.
yeah, but he just got stripped of his powers.
Now, when's the
So
last time he was human? How's he traveling that far?
it's fine. Moana made it. So,
True.
Moana got practice. He ain't done this in 2,000 years.
and we'll get hold on. So he gets down there and she's dead. And the ocean is like, let me give you some space. So luckily she and the ocean are still friends, and luckily the ocean is welcome here now.
That's what I was waiting on. I was like,
that Black Ocean left, huh?
I was like,
That's
oh, so,
gentrification.
so he was like, Ocean was like, I'm waiting until she dies, and then I'm gonna help.
Well,
It's like,
I think the curse is why the ocean couldn't contribute, and her touching the island broke the curse, which allowed the ocean to be involved. Like the ocean is no longer banned from this area because it's no longer cursed, is the way I took it.
okay,
Kick that Black Ocean out, huh?
So, the ocean opens up like on some Aquaman shit.
yeah,
Um, and he's
sorry, I'm looking at that.
yeah, Maui's crying, and then Maui starts chanting, and the power of friendship activates.
That was kind of fire, though. I will say,
Yes. Honestly, a lot of Polynesian like traditions and a lot of like those things, they're all beautiful and like
yeah,
fire. Anytime I see Polynesians doing any kind of chanting,
Oh
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
fire every time. And so I don't know. Uh, Somebody please let us know if there was anything specific about the chanting that he was doing, and if the chanting itself was specifically to summon the ancestors or to revive somebody, or if like what the chanting he did meant, what it represented, and what effect it has here.
Hmm.
Um, because it may, as far as I'm concerned, it was straight up the power of friendship. But there could be, something that he did because the reason I also very specifically think it was the power of friendship is because he's a human at this point.
Hmm.
Like he ain't got no powers.
Right.
Because I thought, if he's still a demigod, his tears may have some effect, or because I knew she wasn't gonna stay dead.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't know what we were gonna do. I honestly, whenever she died, I thought Matangi was gonna show up and do something because she is
Mm.
free now.
Okay.
So I thought Matangi is going to be like, "Hey, you did me this huge favor.
Yeah,
Like, let me go ahead and bring you. Let me go ahead and give you a little something." Like that's what I thought was going to happen
I would have liked that.
because Matangi's whole thing was, "I'm a slave, and you need to free me. Here, I'm going
Yeah.
to help you do it." And so I thought, okay, she free now, so she gonna show up, save the day
Yeah.
because she already showed me like she wasn't doing a heel turn. So I was like, okay, so she's going to be more involved because she wasn't involved. Like she did nothing. So I wanted her to get some more minutes.
Yeah.
That is
And
not what happened.
she had a cool look, so it was like she was a cool looking character. So it was like you kind of wanted to see her more.
Yes. And she had a beautiful voice
She really did.
and cool. So, no, the power of friendship. And I don't know if he called upon the ancestors or if the ancestors saw what happened and because the curse is not, I don't know. But if I was going to guess, he started chanting, which summoned the ancestors, and they revived Moana. And not only revived her, but she's a demigod now.
Got that
Now,
cool tat.
um, my understanding of demigods is that they are born of a god and a human. That is what a
Yeah.
demigod is. Now, in Polynesian culture, perhaps demigod is the wrong translation of what Maui is.
Hmm.
And maybe it's a situation where he's not a demigod by our understanding, but that's what we use because he's somewhere in the middle of divine and human. So it's looking like maybe Tefiti, maybe Nalo, those are gods.
Hmm.
And then we have humans, and then we have whatever the fuck Maui is. And maybe Maui doesn't have like one parent and then a human parent, but it may just be a bad translation of what demigod means. But if Maui is a proper demigod, then how the fuck is Moana a demigod now?
uh, the fact that they use the word demigod so many times now in this franchise, an established thing, it doesn't make sense to then change the definition of what it is. But
Yeah. And
yeah,
also, I this also makes me wonder, was Maui just a human man and then became a demigod the same way that Moana just did? Because he's been around for thousands of years, evidently. And the way I understood it, you only get adventure tattoos when you do a godly adventure. So if you do an adventure and it involves gods, that's when you get tattoos because that's what
mhm.
happened. Like she broke a god's curse and got tattoos for it. But the first mission with returning Tefiti's heart did not demigod her,
Right.
which I feel like it should have if that's what we're doing.
Yeah. I didn't even understand her powers until the end of the movie. Like when she first got her power, I was like, what? I don't know. She's just touching the water. But I guess her power is she can't get lost now, even though she was supposed to get lost. because of the song, but now she's guided. That's her powers to be guided, right?
Cool.
Wayfinder,
Because
I guess.
I didn't understand like her having powers. I was like, I don't know. And at first, I thought this was about to be a Raiden Liu Kang situation because in Mortal Kombat 10, no, 11. In Mortal Kombat 11, Raiden ends up giving up his godliness as the god of thunder, and Liu Kang ends up becoming the fire god.
Spoiler alert for everybody who didn't know
It's been years, so that's what it is. And Libra issued a spoiler warning early,
that. True.
so we're
Sure.
good on that. But I thought it was that situation because she got her tattoo before Maui did. So I thought Maui was just going to be a person.
Hmm.
And then when he got his shit back, I was like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I thought he was
how?
gonna go back to human. Yeah.
Yeah, I
How?
didn't like that. I feel like if we're gonna do the whole thing, we shouldn't. It shouldn't have went back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because again, I don't understand how he got stripped of his powers and then just got them back through the power of friendship.
Right.
And
100%.
again, I thought Matangi was gonna come through with something.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, he just got his powers back and then finished the job. Because again, I thought, okay, Moana got a tattoo. She's gonna finish the job.
I thought
She's
she
Hmm.
gonna
was
be the
too. Yeah.
one to pull the island out. Nope. So
Yeah.
like, I was disappointed in that.
Agreed. It felt. I don't know. I don't. I feel like they didn't think we were smart or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't well done. I feel like there were a lot there was a better way to do that, to utilize, but I it was just maybe they wanted to lean on the ancestral part. Maybe that's why. But yeah, not a fan
Mm-mm.
of how that went down.
At
Like
all.
I think we could have done better than that.
Felt very lazy.
Now,
Yes, it felt lazy.
so when she finally pulled an island, got back up, and like everybody started coming, and like the first people showed up, I leaned over, told my wife, I was like, "Are those niggas?" I was
I
like,
definitely said, "Damn, it's the Negras."
I was like,
Y'all are
"This is the dark ocean for real." I was
y'all
like,
have
"Bro."
problems.
The first people that showed up was black. I was like, "That's crazy."
It
And
makes sense.
yeah, because I wondered who we were gonna see.
Me too.
I didn't know if we were gonna see like just more Polynesian people because of the group of islands, or if we were gonna see some of the entire world.
And then I was like, "Did they have to go through the giant clam?"
And the things I wondered, like, okay, so where the fuck did y'all come from? Were
It's like,
y'all
yeah,
already on the water?
what
Is it a
journey did they go
situation where,
through?
like, because of the curse, y'all were just traveling to nowhere? Like, I didn't understand how these people just magically and suddenly appeared.
I ain't gonna lie, they got there fast.
That's what
They got there fast. They was
I
moving on that
don't.
water pretty quick because she hit the horn, and my man was hop, skip, and ready on that ship, ready to rock.
He was in sight
Yeah,
immediately. I was like, ha, what? So
like
y'all were already on your way here.
they was basically in the boat, just waiting for
They
the
was on the other
horn
side
to
of they
sound.
was on the other side of the storm. I was like, damn, that storm was kind of crazy over there. Let's wait this one out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And also, I kind of wondered, like, was it nighttime or did the storm just make it dark?
I think the
Because,
storm just made it the dark ocean.
yeah.
okay.
You know, the hood ain't all that bright and sunny anyway.
Because I was gonna say, that makes me wonder how long was Moana down there dead, and Maui was, trying to revive her, and so everybody else just on the boat waiting.
Bro, do we know? I'm trying to think. Like, I'm trying not to think like real time period, but they make it sound like what did he say? 2,000 years from now, it'll
Yeah,
make
that makes
sense or
sense.
something.
So I would assume it's like what, the 1500s, 1600s.
2000.
Yeah,
So 2000 years ago. So
not too late. Yeah,
so the time of Jesus.
yeah, essentially. So I was wondering, like, bro, if they would have saw that boat and that boat was like some colonizer, I would have been like, oh, you played yourself, man.
Yeah, like if it had been the Romans, oh
Right.
God.
Just a dude get off of the Roman ship.
Bro, no, you know how
No,
they could have connected to Pocahontas. That's how Pocahontas starts. You see
oh,
the
bro. That's what I'm saying.
colonizer
Like,
pop up.
bro, like colonizer was just waiting on the other side. Like, we have no way to get over there. I don't know. We're never gonna go that way. And then they're just like, wait, this the ocean is highlighting where we need to go. You know, like, let's
The
hop on the
ocean
ship there.
highlighted it.
Let's rock this way and see what happens.
Is that a single
Uh,
girl by herself with a chicken?
like, wait,
That's easy taken. We got this.
yeah. Oh, that's cake. It's easy work.
That's wild.
But
It
yeah,
took us a minute to descend into
Chaos.
the harsh realities of life for this clearly children's movie.
right.
But okay. So, Moana, Maui shows up to the island and, makes an entrance and is, just loving impressing people.
Hmm.
And then
Got that superhero landing.
yeah, and that baby sister, she was but she was like, hey, who are you? What are we doing?
Right.
And the children were like, "Oh, we thought you'd be bigger, Maui."
Yeah.
And
Damn.
he's like, "I come with a message from Moana." And then she shows up with the entire world. It is just a "We Are the World" summit.
I was like, how bad of an ideal is that? You don't even know these other cultures and you just pulled them up to your home.
I ain't
The
gonna
whole
lie.
point the whole point of the movie is to, you know, grow together and, all that. Now, we have a built-in skepticism because of what our experience is with strangers showing up on a boat.
Bro, I'd be
Oh,
like, I'm not bringing them to my house. Like,
bro,
I'm gonna show them to my island.
we'd have to have an
We
immigration process. I'm sorry.
again,
Like,
our experience. This is pre-colonialism because
no
again,
facts,
this is
but
2,000 years ago, and again, when the white people showed up, all the dark people were like, "Welcome to our home," and
true.
then
But like, we
it got
know
ugly.
diseases are a thing.
We know that. The W's, they know that. The people that they went to visit don't necessarily know, like, they didn't know smallpox was going to happen to them until it happened to them.
You're right. But
So
I guess
there's a
I'm
lot of
giving them.
unknowns.
Yeah, okay. I guess, but I'm thinking like even on your island, probably someone that's died from some sort of disease or something, right? So it's like, okay, diseases can travel. Okay, so we probably shouldn't bring in hundreds of people from a different area. We don't know
That
what you know what I mean?
I would venture to guess that was not a thought that they had because
Well,
again,
Moana's incredibly still young, so she probably didn't even think nothing about it.
Oh, I mean, the
well,
elders
and
should have been
The
like,
they
old
whoa,
man,
whoa,
the
whoa,
old man should
whoa.
be like, whoa, whoa, yeah, we don't trust these new
Yeah.
niggas.
I don't think that because we're talking about a world before they know the science of diseases and medicine. Like
But
we can look historically.
it's not
No,
even that far back.
no, no. 2,000 years ago is a really long time ago. When you think about the stuff they were doing only like 500 years ago, like they
True, but
thought,
like if we're
like they thought
talking,
bloodletting was a cure, like because you got bad blood, so we need to like
oh yeah, there was
bleed
inaccurate
you,
information for sure. But I'm
and
thinking
so
times of Jesus, like they knew about certain diseases. Now they didn't know the cure, or they tried to know the cure that was inaccurate, but they knew like, okay,
and there
sickness
were.
can travel. There's some sicknesses that can travel. You know what I mean? From one person to the next, contagious or whatever.
I don't know if they knew that because they're during the time of Jesus, and this is a completely different part of the world. But during the point of Jesus, they thought sickness was demons. And so Jesus was healing people from the demons that were causing blindness and leprosy and, the plagues that sometimes God was the one who put on people. So I don't know if like germ theory didn't exist. So I don't know if they knew what contagious was. Like the concept of something being contagious wasn't really a thing.
See, I guess I'm giving them more credit because even around that time, science was a thing, right? Like now there was the
They had
faith
like
who thought
they
that
had like craftsmanship, but I don't know if they had again, like I don't they didn't understand how germs worked. Like they didn't know that like if you cough in somebody's face, that's a problem.
yeah, I still, it's just like, I don't know. Like if I saw my grandma die from coughing and stuff, and then now my little cousin died from coughing, then my little niece died. I'm like, okay, there's a trend here.
Yep.
And then you're
Some new.
welcoming hundreds of thousands of people. Like, okay. Now, I will say, now I'm sure they worked all out. They probably got a trade system now. They probably hooked it up.
Yeah.
But I
Because
get
I'm sure that they were assuming the positives. They were like, your culture may bring things here that will help us advance. We may have things that will help you advance. Like
yeah.
I'm sure that they were, sharing resources and
No,
yeah.
they came for the women and children, and that's it.
No, it was definitely
Again,
a positive. Like it's
this is not there are groups of people who did that very thing.
yeah.
Anyway, whoa. So, what did y'all? Or is that's the whole movie, right?
Other than the end credit scene, yes.
Which I didn't even get to see because we got kids. They be ready to go sometimes, so couldn't stay for that one. So I'll look that one up later. I know, even though
Uh,
you explained it.
yeah, the gist is Nalo is like, what the fuck?
Do you get to see what it
And
looks like?
yes, we actually see him. And he looks like if I didn't know,
I'm trying to
that
look him
dude was
up.
black.
Oh, so it
If
was Black Ocean.
if I didn't know, but
Just
because I know, but
Hang
like
on.
his hair was his hair texture, I was like, oh, okay.
I didn't. Damn, I must have missed it. I left early after. Wait, what did I leave? This is post credits, right?
Yes, it was mid credit, I guess. So they did the colorful credits, and then this happened, and then the black credits.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Maybe I missed that.
Bro,
Okay.
this dude is black.
That's yeah. When I saw him, I was
Dude,
like,
that's wild. So it
that
was the Black
that's
Ocean.
yeah. I was like, that dude. Again, if I just saw him and didn't know what movie he came from, if I knew nothing, I'd be like, yeah, he's black.
Mm,
Bro, that's wild.
And again, mostly because of the hair texture they chose for him.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have the Killmonger, but
thank God.
it goes it's lock like and it goes upward.
See,
Or
and
like
that's the
it's
default.
unruly and it goes in a vertical direction.
Because wasn't the African who was on the boat? Didn't he have locks?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, locks.
Okay.
Bro, this
And
dude got
I
like afro.
and I guess during that time they didn't get like taper fades or anything, so I guess you can't expect a ton of variation. But
Yeah. But yeah, we mostly see him as like purple clouds. But yeah, whenever we see him in his like throne and he is, talking crazy to um Matangi, yeah. I was like, you're a black dude.
yeah. Hmm.
But
So,
anyway,
yeah, what did y'all think of what would y'all rate the movie
like,
now?
and matter of fact, he even had a beard.
Yeah, bro, he got an afro. I'm watching the scene right now. Dude
Like,
got an
yeah,
afro.
like he had, yeah, an upward fro and a full beard. Like, he looks like a black dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. I literally call it the Black Ocean. He's literally black.
Yeah, like he looks like a pretty modern uncle.
Hmm.
An
Uh.
angry uncle. Like yeah, he's the one. He's gonna be one of the ones. What a white man! Like he's, but yeah. So yeah, we see him, and we see Tamatoa shows up and is like, "Hey, I hate them too. So let's work together."
Hmm.
So he's seen shinier days because he's like, they embarrassed me, so we need to get them.
Gotcha.
Um. So Brandon, where do you find this on a scale of 1 to 10?
6. Strong
Okay,
six. Strong 6.
Jordan.
I gave it a 6.5.
Okay,
What are
okay.
you thinking?
I agree. 6.5. I did enjoy it, but there were some holes,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't love it. I wanted to like it more, but if you think about it for any length of time, if you think about a lot of the things, um, there's a lot of like, all right, what are we doing?
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, I think that this didn't make a good tone decision.
My thing is, when did first Moana come out? 2000,
16 or 18.
16, I think.
bro. That many years, and this is what you
Yeah, that's almost 10
was
years.
crazy, man.
Not to mention the live action one coming pretty soon.
Yeah, it just
Which
felt.
why are we doing that?
Yeah,
We don't need to
agreed.
do that.
It felt like.
I definitely so sidebar, during the previews, evidently they're making a Minecraft movie.
Oh yeah,
Oh
it
yeah,
look trash.
I
yeah.
text Larry immediately and I said, everything doesn't have to be a movie.
With Jack Black at it at that.
And I fucks with Jack Black. But everything doesn't need to be a movie. And then the very next preview was for a live action How to Train Your Dragon.
That looked fire. I ain't gonna lie. That
Yeah,
looked
that does
fire
look
though.
fire.
I will
That looked
say
fire,
the dragon looked very good.
bro. That's some
Yeah.
Game of Thrones level dragon right there.
Like the dragon looked very good. But I text him again and I said, and everything doesn't need to be live action either.
I think that one's gonna be a TV show if I remember right. Or was it
It's
a
a
Everything
movie?
movie.
don't need to be live action.
It's a
If it's gonna
movie.
be a TV show, they have some budget because
Yeah, it's a
Toothless
movie.
looked great.
Oh, you said it was a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
I thought it wouldn't, but it's not coming to theaters, is it?
Yeah, well, I ain't doing that big ass thing for straight to
I, s-
DVD.
I swear I thought it wasn't. But
Yeah.
okay. Um,
Uh,
anything else before I talk about the Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh yeah, we
uh,
do need to do that. I don't think so.
no.
Um, sorry, I just wanted to take a look at some. Oh, okay, okay. So anyway, for people who don't know, maybe this should be your first review. We do a game here where I have the Rotten Tomatoes score, and Brandon and Spencer will try to guess what it is the critic score and what is the audience score. Just to remind people, so Spencer has 14 wins while Brandon has 7. We actually have 3 ties, but the overall wins, Spencer has 7 wins overall. Um, so with that being said, looks like Spencer won the last matchup with Deadpool Wolverine. Spencer, starting us off, what do you think the audience score is? Not the audience, the critic score, sorry.
Um, I'm going to guess that the critics gave this an 81.
Okay. What are you thinking, Brandon? And the rules is, if you go over your butts, basically closest to the basket.
I'm gonna say a 72.
Okay. So you guys both actually failed there. The critic score is actually sitting at a 65% with 151
Dang
reviews.
it.
Oh wow.
So Brandon, you technically won this one right now.
I was gonna say 68 too. Dang.
So Brandon, with that being said, what are you thinking about the audience score?
Audience, I'm gonna go with higher. I'll go a. Ooh, I'll go. Hmm. I'll go 85.
Spencer, what you thinking?
I'm gonna have to Price is Right you because I was also thinking 85, so I will go 86 because I think that the audience liked it more than the critics did. 65 is a little surprising, but also right.
Yeah.
And currently sitting with over 5,000 verified reviews, we are sitting at 87%. So Spencer causes the tie here.
Brandon, that's just because you went first because
Yeah.
that's all that was.
Yeah, it's a little rough right there. So that one counts as a tie.
Hmm. But to me, again, like I don't know. It just seemed like even the rollout of the movie, I haven't seen any media. I haven't seen like any Rock doing interviews for the movie or you know what I mean? Like any I don't know. Just the push doesn't seem like it was whereas the first one it was like everywhere.
Speaking of, Jordan, can you check Moana 1's Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, I literally just closed it out. Hang on. I don't even know why I closed it. I have it right here. And I will say to Brandon, I only ever watched the first trailer for this, so I definitely didn't see anything. The first one, 287 reviews. The critics gave it a 95%, and with over 50,000 reviews, the audience gave it an 89%.
Yeah,
Okay.
So,
So the
clearly,
critics thoroughly enjoyed the first one more than the second one.
yep.
right.
So, okay. Cool.
I wonder if we should make a Rotten Tomatoes. Will we be able to be considered a certified, you know,
I don't know what the steps are to become a critic.
yeah, can we be a critic? I wonder.
We
Sure.
could ask
Yes.
Rod.
That's right.
It's not
Maybe.
that hard.
Okay, okay. Be nice to see our name up here on one of these little review things and what we
Yeah,
thought.
I said we have credentials. I've been reviewing movies for a while now.
That's right.
same.
I have a whole podcast.
Okay. Anything else about Moana?
Mm, folks, go check out that soundtrack. Let us know what y'all think. Comparing the soundtracks and everything.
Yeah.
It's there's a slight difference. I will say Spencer's the more I think about it, Spencer's right. I feel like the music isn't as bad, but really they're hanging their hat on two songs, whereas the last one kind of had a little couple more that were better.
Yeah, like honestly, it's kind of like for me, it's beyond than like all of Moana 1.
Yeah, I
Then
agree.
and I like Get Lost, but I like the singer more than the song.
Yeah, so
I still like the song, but I don't love it.
don't love it. Don't love it.
And with that being said, we're never duplicated.
Always appreciate it.
And forever melanated.